So your man Peter here is actually from Wexford. So we're gonna head up north or south. We're headed down south, away from the evil Belfast Protestants.
Oh, Jesus.
We're gonna go to the heart of Irish republicanism, Wexford.
Yeah, it's true actually. Wexford was a republic one time. 1798.
It's so republican it wanted to be its own republic.
Yeah, we even had a constitution.
So that's what this video is gonna be. I hope you enjoy.
Hi guys, so we're in Ferns, County Wexford. This is the ancient capital of Leinster, very old town. The original monastery here was founded by Saint Aidan in the 800s, I believe. Might be even a bit earlier, I'll just have to correct that. But behind us here, you can see some old high crosses that are from that period. This is a really historic town in Wexford. It's got so many sites. It's got involvement with William Marshall, the old kings of Leinster. It was the seat of power for one of the high kings of Leinster at one point. Dermot McMurrough, the famous guy who invited the English to Ireland in the first place, betrayed Ireland. This was his seat of power. He invited
Civilized Ireland.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, full of history. We'll go around to some of the sites and you can see some of the nice things you can find here in Ferns. Very nice little place. Not very many people know about it, and often it's passed by when people are driving through.
Let's check out the little village here in Wexford.
Okay. One bishop of Ferns died of the plague in 1348. His successor John Esmond was fired by the Pope. He fortified Ferns Castle and then refused to let the new appointee take his job. That's really quite good. So when forces of the new bishop were drawn up outside the castle, the traitor opened the gates and let him in. That's really good, right? So there's a little blurb here about the Bishop of Ferns, you know, so the successor took over and then the Pope didn't accept the successor. That's great.
Clever. Yeah. That's the one. If you were going up to the tour, they would be right.
Tell us about it, Peter.
Yeah, so this castle was built by William Marshall in the 13th century. This was the seat of power in Leinster. One of the most important places. It was the capital of Leinster after Dublin, really. Like, you know, even before Dublin, it was regarded as the capital for the Irish. And then the castle itself was mostly destroyed, I think, in the Cromwellian times, where a gunpowder store was kept in one of the castle turrets, and we can kind of see where that was destroyed just when we walk in there. But the walls are so thick, you can see they're like 7 feet thick, some of the walls in some places. You can climb up that tower there when it's open, but a guy has the key, so you can't really. It's one guy with the OPW, he has the keys. Now it seems to be closed today because of the pandemic, unfortunately. But we'll be able to get to see inside the castle grounds here. It's not, unfortunately, not go inside, but see what we can do.
With no excavators.
So I think, what is it? They're portico. You can see a few castle features here. The arrow slit windows, they're defensive windows. The moat, the top, which is kind of a slatted roof. There's even a toilet, actually, we can see.
There even used to be a drawbridge. It's just a regular bridge now.
Yeah.
But I read on that thing that it said this was a drawbridge.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
So the inside, then, you can see one of the main chambers, but one of the Queen's rooms is still surviving. So, well, this is one of the main reception rooms still in the castle, but sadly gone. It had plumbing. You can see bits of plumbing here. You can see a for leaving out water. Obviously, when we went into the moat, I guess made it less appetizing for anyone who wanted to attack.
Yeah.
But heated with fires. Very little wood. Pretty dark to live in here. You know. So there might have been, most likely have been wooden structures on this side joining onto the castle, but on this side it was all stone. You know, you can kind of see the post holes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the houses in Ferns, once the castle was destroyed, I guess they took a lot of the materials and used it to build their own houses. These walls included people, even the pub over here. Probably bits of the castle are in that pub. Builders, local masons would have taken it off and popped them in. inside the castle itself, then you can in one of the rooms. It's brilliant. You can see what the masons did. They left their little marks. Some of the masons that built this castle came over from France, and they came over from Wales to help construct the castle. Some of the nice sandstone actually comes from northern France, Normandy, where William Marshall was also in charge of the castle of Tankerville there. This is a monument to Father John Murphy. He was born in Wexford. He was a leader of the 1798 rebellion in Wexford. He was really instrumental in gathering public support for the rebellion. Rebel leader, involved in many victories, particularly the famous one in Boule Vogue, where there's a song about him. During the summer of 1798, August really, there was a big rebellion in County Wexford, one of the biggest ones in Western Europe at the time, and it was defeated in Enniscorthy, where we're going to go, but Ferns, where we are now, was a place of big place of rebel activity. The rebels did control it, and it was a key road all the way that would have led up to Dublin, like between Wexford and Dublin, and at the seat of power. But yeah, eventually Father Murphy would retreat over in that direction. That's the side of Tulla, where he was captured, and he was hung, drawn and quartered in the town, unfortunately. There you go.
Or fortunately.
Oh, the purple and gold, oh, the purple and gold was a beauty to behold. To sing the purple and gold. So the purple and gold represents the Wexford county colours. Behind us on the hill, you can't really make it out, but it's Vinegar Hill. And Vinegar Hill is the site of the Wexford Rebellion, its final crucible battle that basically was the biggest defeat for the rebels. Father Murphy was there, and many other famous Irish generals at the time. And under General Lake, under the British, he defeated the Irish in Wexford at Vinegar Hill. This is the River Slaney. Oh, are you going to pause it? This is the River Slaney. It's the biggest river in Wexford, and it runs from the North Wicklow Mountains all the way down. It snakes down and through the Wicklow Mountains down into Wexford General. It covers mainly some of the big cities in Wexford, not all of them, but Enniscorthy, it goes through Enniscorthy and it ends in Wexford town. It goes out into the Irish Sea. In the river we have some salmon fishing and other various things like that, but it's a pretty good river. It's good for fishing. You could take boats on it, but it is tidal. So sometimes it's quite high, sometimes it's low, so you can't really cross it. It's quite deep in some parts. Behind us up there is Enniscorthy Castle. Oh. So behind us here is Enniscorthy Castle, and I actually don't have the age of the castle off the top of my head, but it's now currently a little museum castle where we can go visit, and it should be nice. It's got lots of artifacts from 1798, and I think it's worth a visit. I haven't been there for a long time, so we'll see what they have inside. An old tradition in Ireland, particularly Wexford, is the May bush. May bushes on the 1st of May are decorated. Traditionally a hawthorn tree. This one doesn't look too healthy, but he looks like he's being shook. But little ribbons are tied onto the May bush, sometimes eggs, sometimes, so you can see decorated eggs. In this case it's Kinder eggs and actual eggs. But it comes from old England, I think, particularly the north of England. But obviously, planters that came to Wexford back in the day, they continued traditions, and it's still going along.
Is it a Protestant and Catholic thing now?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So everybody does it?
Yeah. So my mother decorated a May bush too. We'll maybe see it there. Here's Enniscorthy Castle. Anyway, we're going to see a lovely exhibition by Michael Fortune of folklore.ie. Check him out, he's really good.
What was that?
Welcome to the dungeon of Enniscorthy Castle. Have a look at me old graffito.
This is from the 1500s. There you go.
Some 1500s prison graffiti.
Yeah.
This is where they used to keep all the Irish.
Yep. Obviously a pretty humid place to have a dehumidifier going on in here, but it wouldn't be a nice place. You can really feel kind of...
I'd be interested to know how many people they'd put in this little room maximum.
Probably 3 or 4, I'd say, easily.
I could see, like in times of Irish risings, putting like 10 people in here, just squeeze them in.
Yeah. I love the way you use Irish. You really emphasize that word as if it's like a kind of a bad word.
Isn't it? The old Irish 3-man bicycle.
So this would have taken 3 people, and it's called a triandrum, instead of a tandem, but a triandrum. Never seen one before, actually. So there you go. Interesting artifacts here. The castle is like 1215. Like it's really nice. It was a nice castle.
I like how it looked at the beginning. I think I like that better.
Yeah, that's the Motte and Bailey though, you know, the classic.
Yeah.
That's the moat. Or no, the moat is around it, and the Bailey's on top. Yeah. I have no idea she was actually...
Friendswood.
Yeah.
I'll show you her house when we're on the old road.
Would you dare walk under a ladder in County Wexford? Well, Lane is going to try it for us right here.
Let's see.
Oh, dearie me.
He'll be struck down by a banshee.
The basic idea of this whole room is Irish superstitions.
Yeah.
Everything from banshees leaving combs on the ground to if you see a certain number of birds,
Magpies.
opening your umbrella and all the rest. Very superstitious.
A knife on the floor is a man at the door.
Where is it? There. Yes. So take what you want from that about the Irish.
Nice view of the town over this side.
So what happened there atop Vinegar Hill then?
Well, this is where the rebels had their last stand and bravely fought the Crown forces, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, they lost the fight. And so with that, Irish freedom for another, let's say, 150 years.